To create a quiz in Google Classroom, you'll go to Classwork, Create, and then Quiz Assignment. From there, you'll title the assignment, give instructions, and then you're going to click blank quiz form to go in and edit the form itself. A couple of other features to note. If you want students to not be able to go to other tabs or applications while taking the quiz, you will toggle this on. Additionally, if the grade importing feature is toggled on, all of the scores from the quiz will then be imported to your Google Classroom gradebook. Note you can only have one attachment on the assignment for this to be imported to your grades. I'm going to click to a quiz that I have already created so you can see some of the features in Google Quizzes. So I've titled my quiz. This is my first question. I chose the check boxes, and students are clicking all of the states of matter. From there, I clicked answer key and I mark which are the correct answers, and I can assign the number of points I want students to have. You have the option to give students two different types of feedback. When you click to give students feedback, let me show you that here. Add answer feedback. You can give feedback to incorrect answers and correct answers and add different feedback links to that. So my example in here for this first one, if students got the answers correctly, I just had a comment said, great job. You got all the states of matter. But if students got it incorrectly, then I asked them to watch a video and I inserted a YouTube link for them to review. I had an open-ended question for the short answer option. For here, I put in the answer for the answer key. I typed it in. I checked where it says mark all other answers incorrect. If this is not marked, then it will just give them 0 points for this response. Note, I also added this as a 1 point value. And then for the feedback for all other answers other than solid for this one, I attached a video for students to be able to review. This type of question is the drop-down menu. Again, I just put in different options, and then answer key, I just clicked which one was correct, and I could add feedback, but I chose not to. Another cool feature is I chose file upload as one of the options. You can have students upload different images they take on their Chromebooks or a video reflection, which I put here, and you can specify what file type if you want, toggle that on and choose which ones. You can have them be able to upload more than one file, and then also change the file size that students are able to upload. And for answer key, I can just give feedback. This one's a little bit more open-ended depending on what you're asking students to do. The other type of question I had is a linear scale. For this one, I had students tell me how well they understand states of matter for a self-assessment. For this one, I just put what 1 meant and what 5 meant from here, and students can rate where they are on that scale. The other type of question that I modeled here is a multiple choice grid option. With the multiple choice grid option, you fill in the rows and the columns. If you click answer key, you can kind of get a preview of what students are looking at and mark what's true. I did true false for this example, and students would mark true or false, and I also added point value here. The last example of question type I'm going to show you when creating a quiz is the grid box or checkbox grid. For this one, you would fill in the rows and the columns, and students will be able to check as many as they would like on a row to answer the question. And I marked the correct answers on my feedback here and click done. Another thing is to look in the settings within the quiz. You can make the quiz available immediately after submission for students to see the correct answers and the feedback. Or if you want to do later after manual review, if you teach multiple periods, this is a good tool just in case students are able to show their answers to other students from there. Again, I could turn lock mode on from Google Classroom, but it's here as well. And then you can customize a couple of other things with their responses, point values, correct answers, and so on and so forth. So settings is a good place to go once you've completed your quiz. Now I'm just going to briefly show you what students would be seeing when they look at my quiz. I didn't enable for it to automatically collect their email addresses, so it's asking for me to check this. But this is what students would see as they went through their quiz. So I'm just going to choose a few so that you guys can see what students would see on their end. And then submit. Oops, I need to require submit. And then it says final review, view your score. And me as a student, I can review my score right away. And you see here the students got this wrong, so it gives them the feedback to watch the video here. Same thing here for the feedback. So students can do some reflection after the quiz just with what you'd already inputted into the quiz. Once you've done all those different components into your quiz, then you would click assign in the top right hand corner, and it would be available for students. So that's how you create quizzes in Google Classroom.